Wrestling fans, it's January the 9th, 2011 here on the MWF Newsline video. 18 years ago today, Bret Hart took on Ric Flair in a marathon match at the Boston Garden. We are 1 day removed from MWF Road to the Gold 2011, as I'm now joined by President Cena's newest signee here to the MWF broadcast team. Say a little bit about yourself.
I'm Gino Giovanni. I don't need to say anything about myself. The greatest broadcast journalist the MWF has ever seen. And now, Dan, right next to you, Mr. Mirade. Unbelievable, huh?
Yeah. Well, you joined us on the January MWF Xtra, the John Cena Sr. show, even though President Cena was pretty much out of the scene, no pun intended, this month. What a hell of a match we had after a hell of an event last night.
Top to bottom, great card. Great card. Yeah. Great action.
Great action. Despite the weather issues, all 9 of the featured superstars that were scheduled to appear.
Probably the greatest night of my life.
Well, I'm glad you liked it so much.
I did. It was fantastic. One of my favorite athletes was out there. Kage.
We saw the formation of the Trifecta of Terror. Paul Bearer has done it. He may have topped John Bradshaw Layfield's efforts, putting together Stalker Kage, Big Rick Fuller, Executioner Brian Milonas, the last man standing from Ox Baker's Evil Army. Not just a trifecta like Paul Bearer had at one point here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation, a trifecta of terror. One evil, deranged individual, 2 massive animals led by an evil genius. And I think that's going to spell trouble for many of the superstars here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation in 2011 and beyond.
That's funny. Kage said the same thing about your ex-wife.
We're never married.
Oh, that's strange.
Then another top matchup from last night, Julian Starr and Scott Reed one-on-one. I mean, you don't see athleticism like that in the Olympics.
No, definitely not. 2 young, hungry athletes here in the MWF. You know, they had a bad end in 2010. New start, clean slate for both of them.
Tremendous victory for Julian Starr. The post-match attack from John Layfield's Uprising shows that they're certainly not going to take a back seat to Paul Bearer's Trifecta of Terror or anyone here in the MWF. And what most would call one of the highlights of the year already so far would be the return of Demon Luis Ortiz in ring. It happened during an incident that perhaps should not have happened, but sometimes Kage presses certain people's buttons. And
I didn't really think that Luis Ortiz coming in was the highlight. I thought what happened prior to that was the highlight, probably the highlight of the year already. Closed the book on 2011. The
fact that Kage hit a man that can barely walk and ripped off one of my ankle braces.
Who was that?
Me. It's real funny.
I'm sorry.
Oh. WWE US Champion Daniel Bryan was there. TNA X Division Champion Black Machismo Jay Lethal was there. It was a night of history. I don't know when you're ever going to see champions from both major organizations on the same event at the same time. It was farewell to Awesome Kong. We're going to see a couple of clips of that.
I'm sorry.
What is so funny about that?
I just keep thinking back to what Kage did to you.
Well, you want to talk about a moment that people will remember. It was that of John Cena Sr. and Jay Lethal sending off Awesome Kong to World Wrestling Entertainment. What's wrong with Awesome Kong?
Please. I don't want to talk about Awesome Kong.
It's a different story for a different time. Nonetheless, fans, we are now less than 5 weeks away from the Millennium Wrestling Federation invading the Boston Garden for the Boston Blazers Colorado Mammoth lacrosse game. Before all that begins, we're going to have the SOUL Survivor VII press conference. It's going to be the contract signing between the Millennium Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion Slick Wagner-Brown and Mr. Money in the Bank Shelton Benjamin, topping off what's going to be a huge card.
Unbelievable. Who's ever done anything in the Boston Garden? The MWF.
No, WWE's been there a few times.
Talking about
TNA hasn't.
Jeez, come on, Mirade. Are you that sour? You can't even come up with.
I'm more sour than you can imagine, but that's a different story for a different time, too. In addition to Shelton Benjamin, March 19th in Melrose at SOUL Survivor, you're going to see the debut of Carlito, a man that made his debut here in Boston in 2004, defeated John Cena for the WWE US Champion, and stabbed him in a nightclub that night.
Oh, I hope he stabs John Cena Sr. as well.
Well, I have no comment on that one. We're going to have the debut of the winner of NXT Season 2, Caval, coming to the MWF.
Better known as Low Key.
Senshi.
Ah, many names.
Many names. Tremendous athlete, no matter what name it's going to be. I can't wait to find out who he's going to be competing against March 19th at Memorial Hall. In addition to that, X-Pac, DX original, NWO original. He's done it all. He was the 1-2-3 kid when they kicked off Monday Night Raw back in 1993. He's coming to the Millennium Wrestling Federation. He's not going to get the Sparta treatment. He's going to get professional treatment, and I can't wait to see what X-Pac is going to do in that ring.
I can't believe you just threw that out there.
What?
You are sour. You are a sour man to just throw that stuff out there.
Such as?
I don't know. No comment. I don't want any heat off me.
Many dealings in more ways than one, but that, again, is a different story for a different time. The evil original Doink the Clown, Matt Bourne, returns that night. That swine, Paul Bearer, will be back to lead his Trifecta of Terror into action. I can't wait to see what President Cena has up his sleeves for those sleaze bags. I respected Rick Fuller up until last night. Brian Milonas, like I said, he's been successful. Rick Fuller made a big mistake for his career by aligning himself with scum.
I don't believe that at all. Rick Fuller.
But what do you believe?
You do what's best for you, Mirade. You know that. You do what's best for you. Whether it's taking somebody's wife or taking somebody's kids, beating somebody up, stabbing them, punching them in the face, you do what's best for you.
We're going to see the debut of a man that's made quite an impact in TNA, no pun intended, former X Division champion Robbie E. Going to do the Jersey Pump with Commissioner Von Johnson, Jive Jenna Cooper, before the event even begins.
What does that even mean? Jive Jenna, what did you just say?
Jive Jenna Cooper is the master songstress of the Millennium Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, I know that.
She will be there to sing America the Beautiful live before she heads off to Mohegan Sun for the night.
Awesome. Great. Why can't we get Dylan Kage to sing it?
I don't think he sings. Like I said, I have many thoughts for his vocal cords. It's going to be a live event. Autograph Photo Fan Fest. We're going to have an auction going on that President Sr. is working on, a raffle for a Kane autographed Money in the Bank plaque, one of only 500 that includes a piece of the ladder Kane used the night he won the championship in WWE from Rey Mysterio back in July. VIP packages are on sale now. If you get the Ultra VIP package, not to be confused with our television program, look at what you get for just $60. Floor seat. If you've been with us before, you get it upgraded to front row. One autograph from all 8 superstars. One post photo with all 8 superstars. You get a free WWE ShopZone.com t-shirt, or whatever their web address may be at this time, it escapes me. I mean, you get a free raffle ticket for the Kane raffle plaque. So I'm really losing it after what Dylan Kage did last night.
Please, they should why don't they raffle off one of your braces? Huh? Why doesn't President Cena raffle off his ego? So
they could raffle you off, but that's...
They pay good money to raffle me.
$5 coupon. Well, I bite my tongue on that. You'd have to ask Jay Busta. $5 coupon for the MWF merchandise table. So much more. Check out the Soul Survivor event page. It is going to be the biggest event in New England in 2011, bar none. If you thought Road to the Gold was something, or if you missed it because the commercialized newscasters scared you off with weather, you missed one that you shouldn't have missed. Don't make the same mistake. Join us live February 12th at the Boston Garden and March 19th at Soul Survivor 7 at Memorial Hall in Melrose. Gino, were you new here to the Millennium Wrestling Federation? Anything you'd like to tell the fans about yourself? You have quite a storied background here in New England and beyond.
All I want to say is, Mirade, that if anyone out there, whether you like the MWF or not, any of you people who hate Mirade, and I know the list goes on and on and on, if you hate Mirade, watch the show anyway. Fast forward to right about the end. You'll be very, very happy. You'll become an instant fan of the MWF for the rest of your life. One of the greatest Petersonville footage ever to hit home video. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, a late Christmas present from President Sr. indeed for G3. I'm Dan Mirade. We'll see you next week on the MWF Newsline. Look for MWF Xtra this week on the BostonWrestling.com Super Site.